Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining with us today for the state of the market. Hilgard is out today. He had an unfortunate accident where he split open his forehead. So he went to the hospital today to get some stitches in his eyebrow. So next time you see him, there's a good chance you'll see a big scar on his face as he had a spill last night. So me and Corey, myself and Corey Churchill will be taking over today. My name is Jeremy Wassmer. I work here at the Life Wealth Group. I'm a certified financial planner, and I'm kind of the right-hand man to Hilgard with his meetings and everything on a day-to-day basis. So today we'll probably take about 30 minutes, 45 minutes with questions, and we'll just go through some of the updates for the state of the market. So as we go past 2020 to 2021, we want to just take a look back to some of the significant things from 2020 to key takeaways, and discuss what the economic outlook looks like going forward. Corey is going to be going over some of the slides here to discuss kind of the things that we looked at for 2020 and the outlook for 2021. So I'll introduce you to Corey.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Corey Churchill. I'm fairly new to the firm. I've got a few years of experience in the financial services industry. I'm here to talk about the markets. I'm the portfolio administrator over here at the Life Wealth Group. I also operate as a paraplanner. I am a registered investment advisor. We're going to discuss a wide range of topics, all different topics that can impact, all of our financial well-being going forward, our investments, our retirement strategies, everything that comprises our financial picture. Of course, we'll set some time towards the end for some questions. For now, we're just going to kind of dive into the details. To start it off, as we're all aware, we do have a new president-elect. Mr. Joseph Biden is the 46th president of the United States. Few areas we want to dive into. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of. He's passed quite a few executive orders, 9 in his first day, 28 to my knowledge so far. A lot of these are wide-ranging, from getting us back into the Paris Accord to the Keystone Pipeline, to immigration policies, all things that we're going to take a look at a little later on. A few areas you're probably most interested in, probably corporate taxes. So, we have the anticipated shift from the 21 to 28% tax bracket for corporate companies, with a large focus on companies like Amazon. The reason being for this is, companies like Amazon use what are technically very legal tax loopholes, outsourcing a lot of the profits to other countries that have more favorable tax rates than we do here in the United States. And what this does is this pretty much mitigates them having to pay taxes on their profits, which in turn does impact the economy, because it's taking a large amount of tax dollars out of play, which then get passed on to other businesses. So it's looking like in Biden's policy, he's going to be kind of going after those kinds of loopholes. Still way too early to tell if it's going to get passed, with the Democrats only having a slight majority lead. Next thing we want to talk about is what we anticipate to be at least 2 more stimulus bills. And we do anticipate that these stimulus bills are going to continue to drive the markets, kind of like they've done towards the latter half of 2020, and what they're currently doing in the start of 2021, with the S&P reaching record highs this week. We'll dive into that a little more later. We don't expect all of Biden's policies or all of the current administration's policies to get implemented, but we do not necessarily as an aggressive approach as they intend to. We expect more of like a moderate approach with the party being somewhat split. And the last thing I really want to talk about in regards to Biden's policy is the new infrastructure deal. A lot of people are in agreement that our highways and our country's infrastructure needs to be improved. We're currently rated a D plus, and it's going to cost tens of billions of dollars to get us up to the C plus, maybe even a B rating. It's going to cost a lot in taxes, but it'll also benefit the economy a lot, especially companies in the construction industry and the materials industry. We'll disregard that slide. We'll quickly dive into COVID, and definitely 2020 being a much different year in the markets and in everyone's life. COVID quickly changed how everyone lives, forced a lot of businesses to close or restructure how they operate. Cases are continue to rise throughout the course of 2020. It seems like they're kind of plateauing now, even trending down a little bit. And that's not news to anyone right now. So one thing that has been kind of driving the market right now is the outflow of vaccines. Pfizer and Moderna are both two large companies in the pharmaceuticals industry that have their vaccines currently in play. Just as of yesterday, there were 1.7 million vaccines put out or administered, and just as of this morning, you've got companies like Johnson & Johnson who are making a play into the space with what they anticipate to be a vaccine that's more of a single dose vaccine as opposed to the multiple doses that are currently out there in order to get it appropriately administered. That's going to continue to drive the markets too. If these vaccines are proven to continue to be successful, it's going to promote the economy opening up even quicker, and which is going to get us back to I wouldn't say normal, but more of a new normal for us and what we can expect going forward. So as we saw towards the end of the fourth quarter of 2020, markets were up. We had a great fourth quarter. A lot of that was driven by large tech and large cap growth stocks. Also has some small cap growth stocks too. They typically led the way. However, unemployment continues to remain stubbornly high. It's something that we do anticipate is going to continue to go down. It's expected to drop into the 5.4% range, 5.3% range by the end of the year, and 4% for the years 2023 and 2024. One thing that helped tech and other large companies like that lead the way is a massive shift towards online shopping. Companies like Amazon, Walmart.com were able to capture a much larger market courtesy of COVID and people adhering to stay-at-home orders and not wanting to be in contact as many people in the grocery store. So a lot of people turned towards the Amazons of the world and started ordering their groceries, started ordering their daily needs, started ordering all their presents and stuff like that for the holidays online. And this led to massive Cyber Monday sales. As you can see on the slide right here, there's $10.8 billion was spent on Cyber Monday. And then, a 22% increase in online spending on Black Friday. That's huge. Looking forward, we're pretty optimistic going into the first quarter. We're almost halfway through the first quarter of 2021 and the second quarter of 2021. We expect the upcoming stimulus bills to continue to drive the markets forward, especially if the current one, the $1.9 trillion one, gets passed. A few things we're looking at. Our GDP it's recovered surprisingly well, which is a great indicator. People are getting back to work. Jobless claims for last week were about 880,000. Going to this week, we're about 770,000. So that's like a 4% increase, or 4% decrease in jobless claims. But we're still up about 260% over where we were at in 2020, just a year ago. I'm going to talk about oil. As you can see in the slide towards your right, as you've probably seen at the pump, gas prices are up. They're up, anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on where you're getting gas. I know I got gas this morning. I used to paying about $2.10, $2.15. I paid $2.49 this morning. That's I would say largely because the Keystone Pipeline going away. That had that continued to progress where it was going, it would have kept our oil prices down. With that going away and a shift, with the current administration towards a more green deal, that's probably going to drive oil prices up even further. They've been steadily in the green for the past few weeks. We already touched on unemployment. The Congressional Budget Office expects, our unemployment rate to drop to 5.3% by the end of this year, 4% for 2022 and 4% for 2023, respectively. Our expectation in the markets, our equities, we do expect equities to outperform bonds, and that's, currently because of interest rates being so low. Although we do expect the Fed to create some inflation, which will cause that yield curve to steepen just a little bit, and it's not going to lead to, we don't expect it to lead to hyperinflation, but with it, with the yield curve increasing, with the economy opening back up, we do expect it to play favorably for the financials and the banking sector. So that's something we're actively monitoring and keeping an eye on in our portfolios. So a few things that we're looking at in 2021 is the continued progression of administering the COVID vaccines, and also seeing how many other pharmaceutical companies get involved and get approved. Another thing we're keeping our eye on is the potential increase in taxes. Like I said, we don't expect it to be as aggressive as a lot of people do, more so in the moderate range right now, but we're actively monitoring that. But the combination of the COVID vaccine, depending on that, if that continues to progress well, taxes, whatever goes on with that, and a tightening of regulations in the financial industry, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen just this week. The GameStop news, AMC, a lot of shorting going on, which is it's part of the market's life cycle. And it also helps protect consumers for the most part. As you can see, a few years ago, companies like Enron were, reporting false numbers, and shorters ended up saving a lot of people from really bad investments. But we'll set that aside. We do expect the combination of those three, tightening of regulations, COVID vaccine distribution, and impending tax implications of the new administration, to potentially lead to a little bit of market volatility, and maybe even a little disruption in the market. So we're actively looking to see what direction President Biden takes in his first 100 days in office. But we do expect there to be some gridlock in the government, with it being a mostly split Senate, split party. But that's a good thing for us. That's a good thing for the markets, because the markets like gridlock. The markets like when policies aren't readily getting pushed through by one party or the other. It allows for a little more parity, and it keeps things a little steadier. So looking further on into 2021, even if we do experience some volatility, which we do expect to experience volatility, we just want to reassure our clients that we do, one, actively monitor this on a daily basis, and two, we implement our three bucket strategy with our floors, so that really allows us, just like in last year, it allows us to protect, especially those of you who are in the distribution phase of life. It allows us to protect your immediate needed money, 1 year or less, by keeping it in a much more conservative or completely volatility-free area, and by also using that strategy to keep your short-term money, your medium-term money, and your long-term money where it needs to be, so that way over time we can continue to refill your buckets, and promote some growth in your accounts while protecting your principal. So that's about all I have for you right now, as far as the markets go. And until we get into the question and answers portion of this later on, I'm going to pass it back over to Jeremy.
All right, thank you very much, Corey. Appreciate it. So like Corey said, with the planning that we do for our clients, we like to make sure that when we create a plan, that the plan fuels the investment proposals, which includes money that you need in the short term, being in less volatile areas, and money that you need in the longer term, having invested in more growth-oriented strategies that have a little bit more volatility. We do that to protect against sequence of returns risk, which can be a hindrance on your retirement if it's not properly structured, where the money you need now is not subject to market risk. So that's what we do for all of our clients, and that's one of the big reasons why our clients don't call in when there's major swings in the market. For example, during the coronavirus, we had maybe a handful of phone calls, but not an overwhelming number of phone calls of people calling because of the planning that we did for them. So we're very cognizant of making sure that we have the plan structured for long-term growth. A couple things we just want to go over that's new with the Life Wealth Group. We have new team members. We have Melissa. She's our client operations team lead. She's had 18 years of experience. In my personal opinion, she's a firebird. She's ready to go. Doesn't like to play patty cake. She's a straight shooter. And if you call in, you can ask her about her falconry enthusiast lifestyle. So she'll be glad to talk to you about that. Joe Veazey, he's sharp as a razor, CFP, and is a numbers enthusiast. So we're really glad to have him on the team, and he's a really strong ad. So you can, whenever you call in, you can talk to Joe. Some upcoming events for Shay Kate. Shay's really involved in women's seminars, which are coming up on March on the 23rd, 25th, which she'll be talking about subjects that she's really passionate about. She'll send out videos every week or so just on topics, and we'll be on social media, and we'll have some social media gatherings, so keep an eye out for that. So a couple upcoming events. Today's State of the Market, and on February 18th we have a special webinar with Hilgart. We'll be going through income tax law changes on the horizon that Hilgart's going to be walking through, so that's a don't miss webinar. In February 23rd to 25th, we have a new restaurant that we're working with, so Big Fin. It's a great experience, really good food. We suggest that you join and bring a couple friends, which we'll be hosting at that time. March 12th, we'll be looking at Survivor Guide at the American Social bar here on Sand Lake in our office, just on the first floor, where we'll be talking about what to do for a survivor to be prepared in case that they have to start to manage finances themselves. So we have a toolkit for them to be able to go through and to help them out that way. Also, for anyone who's a client of the Life Wealth Group, we have available a Tuscan experience at Bella Collina. You can invite yourselves and a couple for dinner with Hilgard and Yanise, and you can contact Susan in our office, who can help set up a time for you to have dinner. And it's a really great experience. We've had really good feedback from clients. A little bit about our Ambassador Club program. The Ambassador Club is a referral program. So if you have somebody who you know that you would like to refer to us to be able to help with things that we've talked about before, that you think that we could help them with, then we invite you to these gatherings on an annual basis, where we have clients for educational events and gatherings. You have priority registration for those events. For the Ambassador Elite Club, if you introduce us to 2 or more couples, then we have a special selection of events that we have that you can register for in our invitation only. Also, Hilgard has started a business called Life Wealth Transition Partners. If you are interested in selling your business, Hilgard has a team that he's gathered to be able to assist people in thinking about how to sell their business someday. So if you're interested in that, there's the lifewealthtransitionpartners.com to get more information, or we can schedule a call with Hilgard to go through that together. Now, something exciting that we have launching for 2021, we talked about it here at a couple of events. We're just going to go through it again today. One of the things that our clients are very interested in is travel. So we have a dream list that our clients fill out that talk about things that they want to do in retirement, and one of those is almost invariably travel. So Hilgard has started a company called Life Wealth Travel Concierge. We are using a veteran concierge specialist. His name is Jeff Lavender to drive this experience for our clients. He's a remarkable person and has been doing this for quite a long time, very experienced. And this is a resource for our clients who want to have a fantastic experience with traveling on an annual basis. We will have 2 traveling events where we invite our clients to go on together each year, which is available on the website, which is lwg.jefflavender.com, where you can get more information about those events. This is Jeff, very great guy, wonderful concierge resource that's available to you. You can schedule consultation directly with him if you have special traveling needs, and he can give you a second opinion. But he's made available to you through the Life Wealth Group and is a great resource. A couple things about the events that we have planned for this year. We have a cruise traveling from New York City to Quebec, Canada, and that's on October 1st through October 8th. We have a lot of couples already signed up for this. And again, on the website, which is lwg.jefflavender.com, there's some more information on that, and you can schedule with Susan to register for this event. We also have a Napa Valley experience as well, which is going to be in October 2021, which is going to be a 4-night accommodation in Napa. It's a 5-day, 4-night experience, and the itinerary is being put together now, but it's going to be a very great event for our clients. So we suggest that you check that out. At this time, I'm going to check to see if there's any questions. I don't see any at this time, so we'll leave it here for today. If you have any questions, any further questions about our conversations, then feel free to give us a call and we'll be glad to follow up with you. We appreciate your time. Thank you and have a wonderful day.